Yo, what up, Nyakos? It's your buddy Philko here, reporting live for your mama's house. Doing my thing as I usually do. And about to make a video for you guys about, if I were to ever get married. I just had a dream about this. And before I had the dream, I actually had I was thinking about it prior to that. Then I had a dream. I'm doing great, sweetie. I'm making a video now. And, see, example of what I'm about to talk about. And I was thinking about, I forgot what put it in my mind, but I was watching TV or listening to something, and they were talking about women working. And somebody was basically saying that, oh, women are lucky because they don't have to work. They could just sit at home and do nothing. Women are lucky. They don't have to do anything. The man goes out, makes money, the woman stays home and takes care of the kid or clean or, whatever the hell. But they don't really have to worry about money or anything like that because the man takes care of it. And I was thinking of that, and I agreed with it 50% and disagreed with it 50%. This is my thing, and this isn't going to be a long video, but this is something that was on my mind. I want to get it out there. Now I realized I've been doing this anyway because there were some girls who I was really, really close to, but there was this one element missing that kept me from breaking that line from just being really close to being like my woman. There was one thing that stopped it. Business savvy. If this woman or girl has no business savvy, I can't fuck with her too heavy. Let me explain what I mean. If I get married, what's going to happen is, at least ideally, I'm going to be the one bringing in the money. Or she can too, but I'm going to be the one doing most of the work. Mostly doing the things but in my case it's a little different because I don't work. I have my own business and I enjoy the shit I do. But long story short, if I had to choose the way for it to be, I'd be the one making the most money, hopefully. If not, whatever. But I want to make it so that if my woman doesn't want to hustle or work for money, she doesn't have to because I'm doing it. That's one. Two, I don't want her to just keep the mentality of, okay, he's making money so I don't have to do anything. No. Any woman I get really close to, she's going to have her own business. We're going to set her up and she's going to have her own business that she can do on her spare time. She's going to have her own business. Period. She's going to have it. You know what I mean? And now that I'm learning more and more about business every day, you can make a business out of anything. Like you could buy 10 like if I would have known about that New Yorker magazine that was in Russian on the title and it had Putin on it, let's say I bought 50 of those $10 a piece. Do you know how much I could have sold those for in Russia? At least I would say I could have sold them for $40 a piece in Russia easy. That was the first time ever the New Yorker was in Russian. The title was in Russian. You know what I mean? So I could have sold those for mad money, but I slept on it. I didn't know. But that's just an example. You can make a business out of anything if you know what you're doing. Period. You can make a business out of anything if you know what you're doing. That is an absolute fact. If you know what you're doing, you can make a business out of it. So my woman would have a business. I'm not sure what it will be, but she has to have a business. I don't want her to just think, oh yeah, he's doing this and that. But no, come on, start a business, help out. I'd rather me have a job than my woman have a job. I'd rather go through that pain and suffering unless it's a job. Like I don't know if there's a job out there that I would just love to have. I can't think of one. Me leaving my house every day, same time, doing the same thing. And me loving it so much. Not trying to get on people with jobs. I'm just talking about me. Because that's not how I am. That's why I couldn't even finish college. I had to go to college when they told me to. I didn't like that shit. If I could have gone when I felt like it, regardless of what day or what time, and learned what I should have learned for that day or time, whatever, and taken exams and shit when I want. See, that's my problem. I always want to do what I want. And I admit that has downsides if I didn't have my hustle side. If I didn't know how to hustle and make up for it. Like I always tell Kent, like if you fucking up, even if it's something you can't help, you got to make up for it. So I'm lazy. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like schedules. I don't like doing anything that's uncomfortable to me. Therefore, I got to have my own business. I got to make great money. And I have to be very creative in order to stay the way that it stay in this sort of lifestyle. You feel me? I got to be very creative. I got to be determined. I got to pay attention to new shit, like new social networks and stuff to keep me up on the money and whatever. Seriously. You know what I mean? But I got my boys. They help me out, especially Jose and all that shit. So, yeah, yeah, I would want my woman to have a business. Definitely, she would have a business. She would not just sit in the house, taking care of the kids and all that shit. No, she'll start a business. Even if she gotta babysit other people's kids while babysitting ours, whatever the fuck. I don't know. She's gonna have a business. She's gonna be making money. And if she can't do that, then I can't fuck with her. I can't be with a woman who has only the job mentality. Because you guys know I work with women every day. You know, let's just say for sake of argument, right now I work with about 6 women. 6 women. I would say, when it comes to the hustler mentality, I would say, so far one of them has it just completely. She's a hustler all the way. Like, she works hard. She does what she has to do. She wastes no time. Whenever she has free time, she does it. But to be honest, the rest, they're good at what they do, but they don't hustle that hard. And then the same people who don't hustle that hard, they tend to think like, oh, this is all the money? This is it? And it makes me think every time I hear that, it's like, yo, you have your own business. The more you do, the more money you get. So what are you asking? Why is this all the money? Like, what are you doing? In order for you to have that mentality, you got to be doing something every day. Then I can understand you. But until I see you doing something every day, you have no reason to ask, oh, why is this all the money? Because you're not doing everything every day. This ain't a fucking job. Don't expect a certain amount of money. This is a business. The more you put in, the more you get out. There's no one just paying you per hour here. And there is no per hour. You're working 24/7. You're hustling 24/7. You know, so women who have that hustle mentality, who understand, depending on what their business is. Now, my business kind of modeling, but let's say, for example, if I had a wife and she was a model, whatever, she was modeling on Instagram, wherever she's modeling. And I love how small-minded people with jobs, and I'm not dissing people with jobs. I'm just saying a lot of people get stuck in a job mentality and they don't know what it's like when you're a hustler. They say shit like, oh, she's not a model, she's just on Instagram. How the fuck can you say that? How many followers does she have on Instagram? How many views do her pictures and videos get? Is she linked to another page where she's getting money? How much money she's making? If she's pulling in $50,000 a year, she's 18 years old, she never had a job, she's not a model? Well, yes, she is, because she has to do taxes. She's a fucking model. But small-minded people who don't know what business is, who are just used to getting paid by someone else to tell them what to do, don't understand that. And it's that simple. You don't have to get signed by shit anymore. You can do it all yourself. And I'm going to want my wife to understand that. So if she could wake up every morning, because like women make excuses like, oh, it's hard, I'm not in the mood. Man, fuck all that. You want money or what? You know, that's how I am. I make top pog videos every day, even when I'm not in the mood. Every day, top pog, top pog, top pog. Because I don't need a topic for that, because it's all waiting for me already. On this channel, yeah, I got to think of something. I can't just, today I'm sitting here. No, but that channel, there's no excuse for me not to make a video every day on that channel. And if I ever miss a day, because I make videos on other channels, I always add like 2 or 3. So that channel is doing great because I'm working hard. Even if I suck at the videos, it's doing great because I'm always posting videos. I'm hustling. That's what the fuck I do. Even when I'm not in the mood. But it's hard to find women like that. It's hard to find women like that. I think most women are like used to the whole having a job shit. You know, like I've been trying to hustle with a few girls here that aren't part of my main 5. And it seems like they're there, they're not there. They're there, they're not there. It's like, what are you doing? You know, so, I don't know. That's really all I gotta say. If I had a wife, she would have a business, and if I were a working guy going out 9 to 5, if she's at home, I would help her set up a business. I would finance her business and shit, and get her going and stuff so we could both make money and all that kind of shit. I'd want her to have business savvy. That's very important to me. And I'm out. I want her to be business savvy. That's very important to me. And that's basically it. And yeah, because I'm out. Later. What the fuck? Did I press the right button?